Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, normally when I speak for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but they asked me to keep my remarks brief. And so I'm going to do my very best to talk really fast. No, I'm going to do my very best to keep my remarks brief. Also because I understand that I am the only thing between you and dinner. And so, my mom once told me, never stand between a person and their food. So I'm going to listen to my mom tonight and keep my remarks very brief. You see, my story begins 6 years ago. You see, 6 years ago, I was sitting in these very same seats that you all are sitting in. I was a high school senior. I grew up in between Denver and Aurora. Where are my Denver and Aurora people at? Yeah. All right. I went to Inkley High School and Aurora.
T-Bird.
All right.
T-Bird.
T-Birds out there. And I was so excited to come to CSU Connect. Right? I was excited for this new step in my journey. I was coming to a brand new campus, the first person in my family to go to college, and all the new possibilities, all the new friends I was going to meet, all of the new places that this new journey called college was going to take me. I was very excited on one hand. But on the other hand, I was a little bit nervous, a little afraid, a little intimidated. You see, I didn't know if I had what it took to be successful here. I didn't know anybody who had gone on and been successful in college from my neighborhood. I thought college was for geniuses, and I certainly am here to tell you that I am no genius. So I was a little intimidated when I came to CSU Connect, and I had a younger sister who was looking up to me, who said, I want to be just like you. And so I didn't want to let her down. That was a lot of weight on my shoulders, and my parents and my family were so excited and proud for me, and I didn't want to let them down. And so that began to weigh on me. And so I was very excited, but a little bit troubled while I was here. And yet still, I had a great time at CSU Connect and ended up coming here to Colorado State University for my first year. And I got involved in one of those living, learning communities that you've probably heard a lot about over the day today. And that really helped set me up during my freshman year to be successful and to learn what it truly means to be a college student. So I did very well my freshman year. I got better grades my freshman year than I had ever gotten in high school. I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then sophomore year came. I did well sophomore year. And then I met a formidable foe. And that foe is called calculus. Now you have to understand something. I came to Colorado State University to study business. When I looked at the list of majors, at the time I'm a first generation college student, at the time I see the list of all of these things that you can be and these majors you can pick, and does this sound okay? Okay, check, I'll just do that. I said, I want to study business at CSU. Well, to study business, there's a strong foundation in math. So you have to take these math classes in order to move on into the major and get to the stuff that I really wanted to study. Well, I happen to be terrible at math. I was always very bad at math. I was always in the remedial math classes with students who were younger than me. But I said to myself, I want to study business. So I'm going to have to find a way to get through these math classes if I want to get my business degree. So I enrolled in that calculus class. And I remember it like it was yesterday, going into that calculus class that first day, and I sat down. And I was feeling pretty good. And then the professor started talking. And I didn't know what the professor was talking about. And I absolutely hated that class. And so then I hated it so much, I just kind of stopped going, as Blaine talked about earlier today. And when I did go, I wasn't very engaged in the material. And don't tell anybody, well, don't tell my mom this, she's not here tonight. But if you see her, don't tell her this. I'm ashamed, a little bit ashamed to admit this. I actually fell asleep in calculus class a couple of times. So it didn't go so well. Well, the night before the first test came, and I hadn't ever cracked open the book. And so I decided, I better start studying for this thing. Yeah. And I opened up the pages, and I looked page to page to page, and I didn't know anything in that book. I said, well, it's far too late now. I mean, I don't know it now. There's no way I can possibly learn all this stuff by tomorrow. I'm just going to close this book. I'm going to get a good night's rest. I'm just going to pray for a miracle. And so I went to class the next day, and I took that test, and I opened that test booklet, and I looked at page after page after page, and I noticed that these symbols looked a lot like the stuff that was in that book, but I didn't understand the stuff that was in that book, so I didn't understand these symbols. So I was in trouble. So I just wrote down, whatever I could and turned in that test and just awaited my fate. Well, a week later, I got the test back. And can you believe what happened? I got it out. Yes, I got it out. And since, I'm here with friends and family, I'm going to reveal this to you. I mean, it was a real epic night. I didn't know it was possible to score this low on a test. I'm going to share what grade I got with you for teaching's sake. I got like a 12 on this test, this calculus test. And I know it's bad. I was ashamed. I thought there was something wrong with me. And I felt like I was letting everybody down. So when my parents would call, I would, bump out my chest and put a smile on my face and say, it's all good. It's all good. Things are going well. I got this under control. Yeah. But on the inside, I was drowning. And I needed help.